Okay, so I thought I made this project a while ago, and I did not. So I uploaded my playthrough of Atomic Heart, thinking that I was going to go into it, oh hey, it's a boomer shooter. Oh hey, this looks like id Software, Doom style shooter. It's got Mick Gordon's name slapped on the front of it. And then I actually read all the people behind the controversy on it online, just going down scathing reviews because Mundfish is a Russian-owned company. Because the game was supposed to be pro-communist Russia propaganda. And outside of like the first maybe 15 minutes of game, all it does is shit on pro-communist Russian propaganda. There is no positive light under which it is shed. Like, you sit there and you talk back and forth with your glove buddy, who is quintessentially a scientist who everyone thought was dead. And the entire back and forth throughout the game is, everyone wants to be a part of Collective, this neural network that people can use to, link with each other, share thoughts, talk, become part of the greater good of good old glorious Mother Russia. Ooh yeah, that stuff. But then the entire game subverts that by being like, oh, by the way, there's backdoors into this network that only high-ranking officials have access to. Oh hey, there's a backdoor so that the inventor and like maybe one other dude can get above those officials. Yeah, scratch that, actually. The entire thing is a sham. The dude who created it is the only one who can get top level access. So, I don't really understand where the whole it's positive Russian propaganda comes from. Like, this game plays on the same idea as the Wolfenstein series does. What if World War II had a slightly different outcome? This was, what if World War II ended the same, but Russia saved the world and not the US? So, it's one of those alternate history timeline things. So, like, I'm confused as to where people see the propagandism. Like, yeah, it's an ideal communist society for the first 15 minutes game. Yeah, it plays the opposite of Wolfenstein. Where's the where propaganda? There's propaganda posters throughout the game that look really nice and have very well depicted, classical propagandist art. I'm glad the game had quick translate, where if you stare at something long enough, it'll just put it up on screen for you, for us dummies like me who cannot read any Cyrillic language to save their life. I just can't. I never learned. I don't see the same level of boycottable issue that people had with this game going in. Like, yeah, I don't want to throw my money at Russia. I guess that's the closest to bad it was, but I paid a whole mighty $3 for this game on a Steam sale, so if they can find ways to spend $3 constructively, so be it. That is their problem, not mine. I will say, the game is fun. It plays just like Doom. It's a boomer shooter. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a big, long-time fan of the Doom series, so this was not too far out of left field for me. I will say, based on the length of the game, the first playthrough takes about 12 hours. It's nice to, go around, poke things, discover things. I didn't realize when the game said, take a car there, when Granny was talking to you, she actually deadass physically meant take a fucking car. I spent my entire first playthrough of the game not using cars until I got to that one bridge. That is the only car I use the entire fucking game. And after that, I didn't even think to look for cars. I was just like, yeah, I'll just go there. It's a short jaunt distance away. Game's actually pretty big for map size. I didn't really do too many of the hidden extra secrets. I think I did like one puzzle sequence chamber when I accidentally found my way inside of it, thinking it was the right way I needed to go. I will say I did a second playthrough like almost immediately after the first playthrough. I did all the puzzle chambers. I played through on the hardest difficulty. I beat the hedgehog boss by using just the pins. I beat the weird mining rig robot boss with just my fists. Like, I took on every challenge the game had for a Steam trophy, and I just started steamrolling the game on the hardest difficulty. When you've played the game once, you know everything there is to know. The only modifier that makes the game harder the second time around is the weird special power-ups they give to certain things. It's like, oh hey, by the way, this one can't be hurt by guns. This one can be hurt more by physical, but less by guns. Energy weapons? Nope. This one's faster. Like, they didn't really conflate the difficulty too much. And outside of the challenge chambers, they give you absolutely zero reason to go, like, out of your way secret hunting. The game seems very pressed with making you go where you need to go, when you need to go, to make it happen. It's one of those games where it pushes the narrative so hard that if you were to slightly not follow the narrative, the game feels like it's just gonna freak out. You know, some games actually do have timed things in them, you know, like Majora's Mask. That childhood trauma is set deep within me. Whenever a game tells me I need to get to something, I generally try to get to it fast. Honestly, I don't have much more to say on the game. It's a pretty damn short game. Like, you could do what I did for my first playthrough, play the entire game without really doing any challenge chambers, and be just fine. You could beat the game in probably 8 hours if you use cars like a smart person. Yeah, I've got really nothing else. I've seen so much stuff about people saying, you know, like, oh, the DLCs are great. I don't want to buy a game that is marketed as a $60 game and then spend an additional $60 in DLCs just to make the game playable or have any extra story beat given to me. Just make a second damn game. Make another game. Quit DLCing your games. I hate the modern scope of gaming because this is what's happening. A mid-game is being released where it can be fun. It gets you in, but then you gotta buy like 6 DLCs to make the game make sense. Nothing's gonna make me hate a game more than that. If you're looking for the Doom experience without having to play Doom or spend money for Bethesda, look for this game on a $3 sale. It'll scratch the Doom itch for a day of gaming. And you'll probably go back to it eventually. Is it amazing? No. Is it acceptable? Yes. And I will say this, everything in the game sort of makes sense within the own context of the game, but I, for the life of me, will never try to understand what the fuck they were trying to show you in, like, the drug trip dream sequence when you're a giant fuzzy white yeti chasing a disembodied water droplet voice. I'm sure the DLCs go on to explain that, but as I just said, if I need DLCs to explain what the fucking story of the game was, you failed at your job at releasing a good game. Based on that premise alone, I'm gonna have to give this like a 2 out of 10. Is it a good game for $3? It's an amazing game for $3. Is it a good game for $60? No, go fuck yourself. That will never be acceptable. I always rate the amount of fun I have in a game based on the hours spent playing it per the dollar I spend on it. If I just spent $3 and I got more than 3 hours worth of gameplay, that's usually a pass. But because I had to spend the entire game trying to figure out the story, just to figure out that the story was locked behind DLC, it's disqualified. I shouldn't have to spend more to know. Spending more to know is never a goal of a DLC. DLC should either be an entirely different game or free and enhance the original game because the developers made an oops or a boo-boo. So, I guess purchase at your own risk. Fun for a weekend, not one of those go back to all the time kind of games. I have a few other projects under the way. This is a bit late, but I will have some more content put out soon-ish. I will see you guys on the next one.